Hi everyone, I am full of a stinking cold again. Hey ho. Right, so this video is a review of a website called You Teach Me Too. You Teach Me Too is a subscription service and it has over 3,000 videos for everyday situations and teaching scenarios. So, do you want to learn some basic Makaton signs? Do you want to understand how PEX is used? Have a book read aloud to your students? Have snippets of social situations to trigger conversations? Reinforce concepts and scaffold the learning for your students without having to provide a TA? Well, this website has all the above and more. It can be used by parents to support conversations in the home or by schools and teachers wanting something supportive without having to rely on adult input. We all know how powerful the use of video can be, but let's face it, we don't always have time or the resources to create them ourselves. Let's have a look at what you can get for just £10 a month. Okay, so opening up the webpage for youteachme2.com. If you can hear elephants, it's my 2-year-old upstairs running around my bedroom for some reason. Anyway, so You Teach Me Too. This is their website. They have got a .com address, but they are an English-based company. Imagine your child prepared for everyday life. Understand what they know and guide them. So we've got, some prompts here, mainly for parents, I suppose. So a new approach to parenting. How would your child respond in new situations? This idea of being able to watch a video together and talk to the children about what they'd like to do. This company offer a free trial, and they do say this several times down the webpage, with no credit card required. So it is a really safe thing to go and find and try and see whether you're going to get your value for money from it. Although I have to say, at £10 a month, it will probably be worth a hell of a lot of planning time, so worth it for me. Anyway, so we can use it to teach safety, understanding, excuse me, this cold is killing me off, reassurance, and to help develop confidence. Scrolling down a little bit further, we've got a couple of credentials there and comments from other individuals, and supporting parents with children's schoolwork, because the way we taught maths, or we were taught maths when we were at school, is rather different to how children are taught maths in school now, especially for grandparents too. And down here you've just got that it's £10 per month, and you can have an account for up to 6 children. It's a fixed price forever. In a school I could see that being used slightly differently, so you could have 6 subjects, perhaps do it that way around. Whatever works though. So let's log in and have a look at this one. Okay, so here's the login page, so we click login. My details are already there for me. And it's opened up for me on this page. Let me just clear that search button that's there. And we can see there's 3,380 videos currently waiting there for me. So we've got plenty of choice there. We can scroll down. We've got repeated subtraction on a number line, so we might have taught maths to some young children and they may need a scaffolding, so something on their table to remind them what they're actually doing. There's a little video here that could remind them, or maybe they missed that lesson and you're moving on and you've got 10 minutes to catch up or something. You could give them that to have a go with. Cyril the Squirrel appears a few times throughout this. The lady that recorded them, she's got a great voice for Cyril the Squirrel. Counting to 10, so if you're fed up of flashing your fingers up, well, there's a video there for you as well. There's some PE things, there's English, there's maths, there's some really good art ones somewhere. Here we go, look, drawing a pastel orange or a kiwi and a strawberry. As somebody who is useless at art, these were actually quite informative, showing me how to do it, and I would have been quite happy to put that in front of my students so that I could focus on actually supporting them rather than panicking about my own art skills. And they can play it back several times at slow speed or whatever. So we've got plenty of videos there. I'm displaying them 100 per page. Up at top here though, I've got a filter. So if I wanted to have a look at those Makaton videos, I could type in Makaton and here I've got they're called SEND English, and the young lady here will sign those 51 different Makaton phrases, words for me, so that I can learn those signs to be able to use them myself. So if I just click on thank you there, make sure my volume's up. So I'm not sure if my volume was loud enough for you to actually hear that, but she did actually say the word the first time round, and then it was played back again in slow motion. So let me just put the volume on full whack for you and hope it doesn't deafen you. And let's choose another one of them. Perhaps we could go for, oh, I don't know, we might as well have help. Okay, so they were the Makaton signs. If I go back, I go back twice in fact, because I did 2 of those, and perhaps I wanted to know something about BSL. If I go in there, there's a whole series of maths videos there for BSL, and there's some sign language for me to learn that. What's really nice about these videos is they're only a couple of seconds long each, so some of these might be 2-3 minutes because they are explaining something, but you know, these ones, they're usually only a couple of seconds, so they can be repeated lots of times. What's also really helpful are those social situation videos though. So having a look for one of them. I saw some really good ones about Facebook earlier, and I'd really like to find one of those again. Trust me, I probably typed the wrong thing in. Perhaps if I type Facebook in, I might actually find it. There we go. So, you know, for example, a child comes in and says, somebody's put my photo on Facebook, or my friend has deleted me. Oh my goodness, how many times have I had that discussion with somebody? So, this is a child who is going to pose that scenario. Let's just watch it.
Maria has deleted me on my Facebook. What shall I do?
So the rather lovely young lady there says her friend Maria has deleted her from Facebook. What should she do? But it doesn't actually give the answer. It opens it up to give her advice, to pose that question and to get a discussion going about what the possible answers might be, without it being somebody in your classroom having to say, whoever it is has deleted me off Facebook, because we don't want to upset people that are in our rooms. So we've got plenty of those there too. Again, if I just clear that filter. If the video sounds choppy, it's because I have to keep pausing it to cough and choke. Anyway, the other one I wanted to just go for was partitioning. We know that in maths we have to teach certain concepts, and partitioning is one of those that students can struggle with frequently. So there happens to be a number of videos there with partitioning methods on there. So adding 11 or subtracting 2, partitioning, using coins, using a grid method, using the number value cards, using a number line, using 10s and 1s. So you don't have to sit at the side of the child to repeat things over and over and over. We could actually have the video doing that for us, which is really, really helpful, because let's face it, we don't have enough TAs in the classroom, we haven't got enough pairs of hands, and we can't do it ourselves. But also, we could then put that link on for a parent to come in and log into this from home, and they would be able to show their child the same thing that you've been showing them in the classroom. So thinking about it a little bit wider, some of our parents, some of them don't necessarily have the skills, but some of them don't understand how we teach things. It would support them too. One more, I can remember there was a video about teeth. So this one was teaching year 3 science, and it's just a series of little PowerPoint slides, if you like, and the lady goes through talking about teeth and the function of those different ones. So I could imagine that I've just taught a whole lesson about teeth to year 3. I now want them perhaps to do a piece of work on that, but I've got the odd one or two who need to recap that information before they can do it. This would be ideal. Over here on the right hand side, just happens to be it comes up with these, there are some books and poems that have been read out as well though. So we've got Little Red and the Very Hungry Lion there, we've got monster poems, and if I click on this one it will read the poem out for me. In fact, I don't want that one, I want the Underwater Wibbles because I love this cheesy poem. If you've never heard it, you're about to. Let me turn my speaker so you can hear it.
The Underwater Wibbles by Jack Preluski. The underwater wibbles dine exclusively on cheese. They keep it in containers which they bind about their knees. They often chew on cheddar, which they slice into a dish, and gorge on gorgonzola to the wonder of the fish. The underwater wibbles wiggle blithely through the sea, munching merrily on Munster, grated feta, bits of brie.
And he carries on talking about a variety of cheeses. I am a cheese fan, I love cheese. Anyway, the Underwater Wibbles there, so maybe I've shared that book with the class for part of shared reading, guided reading, and I've got that group who actually need the reinforcement, they need it repeating lots of times. Maybe I want them to match up, which one is the octopus eating, which one is the shrimp eating, whatever. I can do that by having this play for them, perhaps on an iPad or a tablet or on a laptop on their table, rather than me having to sit there and read the poem to them over and over again. So a really useful tool here from You Teach Me Too. There is actually a section here where I can manage my groups, my subjects, which all of them seem to be open for me at the moment. My children, I haven't actually added any into it, so I could add up to 6 children in there. I've decided not to because I don't need to for the purposes of doing this, and then some information about my account, which sorry I'm not going to share with you. What I can also do is I can click like on those videos and create my own playlist, and then I've not got to keep hunting through things over and over again. I don't know if you're anything like me, but I'll find something I like and think, yeah, I'm going to come back to that one, and by the time I actually get back to it I've kind of forgotten which one it was, or I've found another one and I can't remember which one of the two I wanted. So this is a really great way of putting them in one place, if you like, storing them and being able to create that playlist of videos that we might need to go back to. I could also see this being really useful for any children who perhaps have medical difficulties and are not always in school. So we have that opportunity to give them a little bit of teaching input before they have a go at something. Maybe just my experience, but a lot of my students with medical needs didn't necessarily have learning needs, they just had learning deficits because they missed school, and actually they didn't need an hour's input from me. They would have been absolutely fine with somebody showing them that they could watch it a couple of times, do a couple of worked examples, and then they'd be off flying on their own. So a really good use for it in that respect as well. YouTeachMe2.com